I took my coworkers out for drinks, only to realize I didn't have enough money to cover the tab.
Great. Perfect.
Just what my dignity needed. So, with all the grace of someone about to commit a minor crime, I marched straight toward the VIP booth, where the hottest man in the entire bar sat like a dark crowned prince. I leaned over the table.
Hi.
Can you pay this for me? I'll send you the money later. The man blinked at me, trying to keep his composure. Miss, do we know each other? I didn't bother answering. Instead, I grabbed the glass right out of his hand, took a sip, and tilted my head toward his bodyguard. Ask him how many times he's begged me for help. I've saved your life more times than you've had hangovers. You owe me. The man stiffened in confusion, but the bodyguard slapped a palm over his face. Boss, she's telling the truth. Whenever you get blackout drunk, you turn into a landmine. No one can get within touching distance except her. He turned to the guys in the booth. I've called her so many times at 3 in the morning I'm surprised she hasn't blocked me. Immediately, the man's friends perked up like meerkats. For real? When Lou gets hammered, he goes feral. I tried helping him to his room once, and he almost separated my arm from my body.
Same.
They say Lou is possessed when he drinks. I didn't believe it, challenged him, and ended up in the hospital with 2 months' worth of fractures. Doctor said it's some kind of hyper-defensive instinct. His guard drops so everything else spikes. He attacks on reflex. One of them pointed at me, eyes wide. What makes this girl the exception? Another snorted. I won't believe it unless she proves it right now. I shrugged, pulled out my phone, and flashed my QR code.
Sure.
Transfer $500 first, then I'll give you a show. One of them immediately pulled out his phone.
Ding.
Payment received. I tucked my phone away.
All right.
Pay my tab, get your boss drunk, then come get me. The whole booth erupted into cheers. Only one face didn't join the fun, and that was Luke Vance himself. His gaze sharpened on me in a way that would have made a normal woman run. I simply raised a brow. Honestly, I'd seen him hugging a toilet in a gas station bathroom. I had photographic evidence. The VIP throne act did nothing for me. After settling the bill and sending my coworkers home, I returned to finish what I'd been paid for. Luke's friends were giving their absolute best effort to get him wasted. But the king didn't fall. Before they could finish, Luke grabbed my wrist, yanked me away from the booth, marched me out of the club, and practically threw me into the back seat of his Maybach. The door slammed shut like a gunshot. I rubbed my nose. Hey, none of this is my fault. You're the one who only trusts me when you're drunk. Believe me, the feeling isn't mutual. It began 6 months earlier. I was leaving work late, dragging my feet home like a defeated NPC, when I spotted someone sprawled out on the street. He was using a city bike as a blanket. I almost choked laughing. Naturally, my first reaction was to take out my phone. But when I got closer, I froze. His face. Sharp jawline, long lashes, the kind of features sculpted by a bored deity with too much free time. A man that pretty shouldn't have been lying on asphalt like a fallen angel who lost a bar fight. Shame he smelled like a distillery. He muttered something that sounded like water. I sighed, poured some from my bottle, and held it up. He drank obediently, almost childlike. Hey, you can't sleep here, I tried. Where's your phone? I'll call your friends. No answer. He was gone, deep in dreamland. So I checked his pockets for his phone. For practical reasons, obviously. Not because he had unfairly long legs or anything. Found it. Used his face to unlock it, because unconscious men are incredibly cooperative. I FaceTimed the first contact on his list and pointed the camera at Sleeping Beauty on the ground. Hi, your friend is passed out on the street. If you know him, come get him. The guy on the other end didn't ask my name or location. He screamed like he'd seen a murder. Back away from him. 5 feet, now. I rolled my eyes. Relax, I'm not into drunk guys. I'm sending the address. Stay where you are. And do not ignore me if you want to live. I hung up. Drama queen. I sat at the curb to keep watch. That's when the drunk man rolled over and decided my thigh made a more comfortable pillow than cold pavement. He wrapped an arm around my waist. 10 minutes later, a man in a black suit rushed over, stopped dead, then looked at me like I was holding a live grenade. I didn't touch him inappropriately, I blurted. Before he could answer, the drunk guy tightened his hold, pressing his cheek against my stomach. I tugged at his ear. Wake up, your friend is here. Let go. He didn't budge. I looked up. Can you help? The newcomer refused to come any closer. I can't. I don't want to die. I blinked.
What?
He explained he wasn't a friend. He was a bodyguard. And he refused to take one step closer. You need to put him in the car, he said, completely serious. Why me? He's your boss, not mine. I did my civic duty by calling you. The man crossed his arms and refused to help. So I grabbed the drunk man under the arms and tried dragging him like a bag of flour. The bodyguard, probably terrified I'd break the merchandise, finally crept closer. That was when the drunk man sprang up like a reanimated corpse, snatched a Swiss Army knife from his belt, shoved me behind him, and slashed at his own bodyguard. The movement was fluid, lethal, almost beautiful, if it wasn't horrifying. The bodyguard leapt back 5 feet, so fast he skidded on the pavement. He pointed at me with wide eyes.
See?
This is why. I instinctively touched my neck. This was madness. Then, as if someone flipped a switch, the knife disappeared back into his pocket, and he slumped against me again. His head dropped onto my shoulder like nothing had happened. The bodyguard's jaw dropped. I swear, you're the only one he doesn't attack. Are you blind? He almost murdered you and used me as a pillow in the same 10 seconds. I let out a shaky breath. So what now? You have to put him in the car and drive him home.
Can you drive?
In theory, yes. In practice, survival is questionable. He bowed his head. Please. Why me? Where are his parents?
Gone.
Only his grandfather is alive, and even he can't get close. I groaned at the heavens. But I did it. I wrestled a 6'2" drunk man into the car, drove him home, and survived.
Barely.
After that, the bodyguard added me on WeChat. Never call me again, I snapped. He transferred me $5,000. I typed back immediately. Call anytime. This is my rate. 2 weeks later, my phone buzzed like a tiny heart attack. Miss Lynn, emergency. Please come. Location sent. $5,000 had just appeared in my account. Late-night danger pay from the bodyguard. I followed the GPS to the city's most exclusive club. The kind where champagne flows like water and velvet ropes feel like iron chains. When I opened the VIP room, the scene made me freeze. Several powerful-looking men lay knocked out on the floor, paramedics carefully wheeling them away. The chaos smelled like spilled liquor and leather. And then there was Luke, Swiss Army knife in hand, bloodshot eyes scanning the room like a predator assessing prey. Every instinct screamed at me to stop, back away, maybe pray. My legs shook. I tried to return the money. Nope. Can't do it. Another notification. $50,000. Understood. Danger pay. Is this enough? I didn't mean that, but 50 grand. My corporate slave brain calculated fast. This was not a request. It was a bribe I couldn't refuse. I stepped forward. Heart thudding. Hey, don't kill me. Put the knife down. He blinked at me, slow and deliberate. Then, as if I'd spoken the magic words, he folded the knife away and immediately swayed right into my arms.
Oof.
He was heavy, like fully loaded amble heavy. I stumbled, and we both crashed to the floor. But just in time, he twisted and became a human cushion. I landed softly, alive and mostly unbruised. Lucky me, I muttered, catching my breath. Outside the car, the bodyguard was running Luke through the situation. Videos of me saving him played on a tablet. I cracked the window and eavesdropped. Boss, I just wanted to investigate before telling you, the bodyguard said. Luke's dark eyes didn't leave the screen. I still don't understand why you trust her when your defenses are highest. I scrolled through my phone like I had zero interest, even though I'd thought about this scenario 1,000 times. I had zero memory of ever meeting Luke Vance. Silver Spoon City Prince.
Me?
Small town girl trying to survive the 9 to 5 grind. Unless, maybe a past life?
No.
Stop. That was insane. When he opened the car door, I froze. Hi, Mr. Vance. Nothing else for me here.
Bye.
I tried to slip past. He grabbed my arm.
Stay.
Until I figure this out.
Why?
Won't your girlfriend mind?
He paused.
She's abroad. My brain clicked. White moonlight trope.
Got it. Ah.
You think I'm her when you're drunk? That explains it. Mystery solved. He scowled. Shut up. You don't look like her. Then she's not much of a white moonlight, is she? You don't love her enough. Luke looked at me like I'd just insulted his entire lineage. Why do you talk so much? I shrugged. Mom ate too many pistachios while pregnant. Opened me right up. The bodyguard in the front seat snorted. Luke didn't even flinch. Pay her. Make her shut up.
Ding.
$10,000. I zipped my lips. Customer satisfaction. Priority one. But the mansion? Not happening. I don't sleep with clients. Not even for extra. Gen Z has principles. Luke gave me the look of a man who had just sniffed spoiled caviar. Dream on. Guest room. You're a maid. Wait, what? Your only job. Take care of me when I'm drunk. I moved into the CEO's mansion. Guest room. Forced labor. No negotiation. Drunk sitter. That was my new title. And the pay? 10 grand a day. Worth it barely. I prayed every morning for the white moonlight to return. Surely, once she came back, my days of forced labor would end. Rumors were already buzzing. Luke Vance is keeping a mistress. I felt the burn of envy, exhaustion, and irony all at once. Corporate slave by day, drunk sitter by night. Then she appeared, jet-lagged, disheveled, and wide-eyed. She caught me on the sofa, nibbling imported grapes like a queen in exile. Her face went pale, ghost pale. She stumbled back straight into Luke. Luke, who is she? Luke's dark gaze lowered on her. Why do you look so guilty? Nothing, jet-lagged, tired, she stammered. Luke was silent. Finally, driver will take you home. Her eyes flicked toward me. Luke, Grandpa said, now that I'm back, we should set a wedding date. Luke's body blocked my view. I wanted to shove him aside. Girl, stand up. Fire me. Use your fiancé privilege. Instead, he grabbed me by the scruff of my neck and dragged me to the car. Where are we going? A banquet. I have to drink tonight. Can't you drink less? Liver failure is real. Concerned about me? Dream on.
Concerned about me.
Can't you trust someone else?
He tossed a catalog at me.
Couture gowns, dripping with wealth. I drooled, slammed it shut. Daddy capitalist, is this really for peasants to look at? Pick one. Wear it tonight. 2?
No, 3. Just in case someone spills wine.
Safety first. Luke stared. Relax. No one dares touch Luke Vance's woman. Correction, Luke Vance's drunk sitter, I muttered. Luke lied. He swore no one would touch me at the banquet, yet the first thing that hit my face was a waterfall of red wine. The liquid dripped down my chin and turned my gown into a crime scene. I really have a jinx mouth, but I am not the type to stand around and take it. The noble girl barely finished her insult before I grabbed her hair. My motto in life is simple. Abandon morals, enjoy the chaos, reject anxiety, go crazy immediately. I do not care about my reputation in high society, I just care about my paycheck. Luke had trapped me for 3 months, and I had plenty of rage looking for a target. By the time Luke showed up, I was seated on top of the noble lady like a disgruntled sumo wrestler, yanking her very expensive hair extensions while she clutched a handful of mine. I already decided to shave my head tomorrow. No weaknesses. I spoke first. Control the narrative, survive another day. She threw wine on my dress. You said no one would bully me. This is the first time I ever wore something this nice, and there is only one. Luke replied calmly, there are 2 more in the car. I paused. Really? Really? Go change. What if they are not as pretty? I will buy the entire catalog. Much better. Tell her to let go first. Luke narrowed his eyes at the girl. Let go. The girl burst into tears. Brother, it is me, your cousin. How can you take her side? I froze. Cousin? I had beaten up Luke's cousin? Excellent, just excellent. I released her immediately and hid behind Luke, peeking out like a timid meerkat.
Oops.
Any chance of mercy? Luke reached back and ruffled my messy hair. Just a worthless cousin. Do not worry. Worthless. That helped my conscience recover quickly. Everyone has those annoying relatives who seem handcrafted by fate to ruin family gatherings. I squared my shoulders. She started it. I acted in self-defense. I dragged Luke toward the exit before the cousin could gather reinforcements. Come on. Show me the dresses. If you lied, I am leaving you on the floor next time you pass out. I continued ranting while pulling him along. And what is her problem anyway? She called me a shameless freeloader. I have an actual job title. Why can't I live in your house? Luke asked, what exactly is your job title? Your maid. Silence. Then a reluctant smirk. You sound proud of that. Why not? I earn clean money with my own hands. There is nothing shameful about that. Luke opened the trunk of the Maybach. Two breathtaking gowns lay inside, shimmering under the parking lights. My mood instantly recovered.
Wow.
You really had zero confidence in protecting me. You brought backups. Luke scowled. Keep talking and you get nothing. I rolled my eyes. You failed to protect me, and I cannot even complain? If a boss cannot protect his employees, how does he expect anyone to work for him? Luke became serious, almost gentle.
Fine.
I will protect you better. I promise. Trusting Luke was my second mistake of the night. I changed into the new gown, barely recovered from the wine disaster, when a servant informed me that Luke's grandfather wanted to see me. Luke had disappeared, probably swallowed by the banquet or by the next glass of whiskey. The small parlor smelled like old wood and money. And anger. Luke's cousin Heather was there, sniffling dramatically. "Grandpa, it is her," she cried. "The shameless mistress who bewitched my cousin. He is marrying Chloe soon, but she refuses to leave." I stepped forward and slapped her. The sound echoed sharply. "Call me a mistress again, and I will knock you through the window." Heather stared at me in disbelief. "You dare hit me? Try me again. I never lose a fight." The old man slammed his cane against the floor. "Enough. Heather, leave."
Grandpa. Out.
Heather shot me a poisonous glare. "Just you wait. Bring it on. My fortune teller says my lifeline is strong." She stormed out. I sat across from the old man, crossed my legs, and waited. "I heard that when Luke is drunk, only you can get close to him," he said.
Correct.
"I am hired help, not a mistress." The old man studied my face. "Do you know why he is like that? PTSD? And do you know why he has PTSD? Look, sir, just say it. My brain is smooth." He sighed and told the entire story. It took a full hour. A childhood full of shadows, betrayal, and a tragedy that left scars deep enough to reshape a life. The girl who tried to save him was Chloe, the fiancée. Right when I finished absorbing the mess, the bodyguard burst in. "Miss Lynn, the boss is getting drunk. He is calling for you." I stood up. "Grandpa, I understand. Luke went through hell, trusted the wrong person, and his parents died for it. He does not trust easily. And the one girl who stayed by him is Chloe." I bowed slightly. "You want me gone before the wedding. Understood. I will honor your wish." I grabbed my bag. "Help me slip out tonight, and I promise this is the last time I drag that man home." The bodyguard looked constipated with guilt. "Miss Lynn, you are really leaving?"
Yes.
"I made $1 million in 3 months. Enough to buy a house and a dog back home. I am done. I am not dealing with his drunk episodes forever, and definitely not dealing with his cousin who thinks I am a homewrecker." I lowered my voice. "Besides, his white moonlight is back. Time for me to go." The bodyguard whispered, "Actually, the boss does not like Miss Chloe. Grandpa is forcing him." I waved that off. Not my problem anymore. I returned to the banquet and found Luke in the middle of a drinking contest. His friends spotted me and started cheering. "Is that her? The girl who can tame the beast?"
Great.
My reputation had spread. I sat beside Luke. "Boss, slow down." One of his friends laughed.
Can't.
"He is drinking against Dr. Zhou, the top hypnotherapist in the country." Another chimed in. "Luke wants to recover a lost memory from childhood trauma. Dr. Zhou said he would only help if Luke could outdrink him." I stared. "Or maybe you all set this up because you wanted to see if the rumors about me were true. You guys look like trouble." They laughed louder. "You caught us. You still owe us a show from last time." I sighed. "I am not a maid. I am a high-paid tractor. Push, pull, drag, repeat." I wandered to the buffet and stuffed my face. By the time I came back, everyone had stepped far away from Luke, as if he were a ticking bomb. "Who won?" I asked. "Dr. Zhou passed out. Luke won, but he is almost gone too. Your turn." I approached Luke. His face was flushed, his eyes unfocused, but he rubbed his temples like he was fighting the fog. I poked his forehead. "Get up. Home.
Now."
Like a very drunk but obedient dog, he stood and leaned on me. Everyone gasped. Am I hallucinating? No way. Drunk Luke does not act like this. I am going to test it. One brave idiot walked forward. A second later, a scream tore through the hall.
Ah.
Luke, I am sorry. Do not kill me. Save me, Lynn. Luke had the Swiss Army knife pressed against some poor guy's throat, his posture lethal, eyes wild. I wrapped my arms around him from behind, patting his chest like you would a restless lion. No fighting. Be good. Put the knife down. Luke, if you don't put it down, I'm gonna be really mad, I warned firm.
Snick.
He snapped it shut immediately. Then he swayed, looking down at me with wide, helpless puppy dog eyes. The contrast was lethal, this monster of a CEO reduced to a trembling, intoxicated child. The crowd gasped. My eyes. What am I watching? Just get married already. Heather screamed. Stop shipping them. My brother belongs to Chloe. Shut up, another whispered. Physiology doesn't lie. This is true love written in the bones. I dragged the obedient dog out of the hall, basking in the mixture of admiration and gossip. I drove him home. Luke slept in the passenger seat, his head lolling slightly. Every inch the prince I knew was dangerous, but undeniably handsome. Not mine. I reminded myself. Thinking of the grandpa story made me ache for him. Who would drag him home if I were gone? Would he sleep on the street again? Stop. Pitying men is bad luck. Lin Yin Yin, calm down. One last job. Then I'm out. I can't stay. I won't. I refuse to fall for a CEO who trusts only me. But the white moonlight is back, and I am not a mistress. We arrived at the villa. I dragged him inside. He leaned heavily on my shoulder, mumbling complaints about feeling sick. Your fault. Who told you to drink so much? I scolded. Wanted to remember, he mumbled, eyes red. Remember what? That nightmare? Aren't you afraid it will hurt? He looked at me with an intensity that made my chest constrict. Wanted to marry you.
Pfft, cough. What?
My brain short-circuited. Hallucination. Definitely hallucination. Luke hugged me, pressing his head into my neck, inhaling. You smell so good. I remember this smell. I won't forget. I dragged him inside. Thanks. Call me Chanel. Why didn't you appear sooner? I didn't forget you. Are we doing reincarnation roleplay? I didn't know you before. Finally, I got him to the bedroom and pushed him onto the bed. He pulled me down with him. Get off. I shouted.
No.
He held me tight, burying his face in my neck, breath hot against my skin. Hey, Luke, calm down. I'm your maid, not your white moonlight. Not a maid.
Fine.
I'm your mom then. Call me mommy. Nyen Yen, I remember your name. Then he kissed me. My brain buzzed.
Static.
Wait, what scene is this? Luke, let go, bastard. My first kiss. I cried, trying to push him off. Workplace harassment. The grandpa had promised someone would pick me up. The driver waited downstairs for ages. Eventually, Chloe and Heather barged into the bedroom. Caught in the act. Heather lunged at me, screaming insults. Drunk Luke, protective to the extreme, grabbed her by the neck until her face turned purple. Chloe and I scrambled to pry her off. Get out if you don't want to die. I yelled. Heather fled, screaming behind her. Slut. You said you weren't a mistress. Chloe, can you tolerate this? She's sleeping with your man. Chloe's calm voice floated above the chaos. Miss Lin, you have 10 minutes. We'll wait in the living room. I wiped my swollen lips. For the first time in months, I had no comeback. Humiliating. I wanted to kick Luke into the Pacific Ocean, but he was already asleep. I washed my face with cold water, covered him, and whispered, Luke Vance, I'm gone. Goodbye forever. Take care of yourself. Don't get drunk anymore. He didn't move. Would he search for me tomorrow? Stop dreaming. You're a maid. I packed 3 suitcases, full of the little treasures I'd scammed from him over the months. I dragged them to the living room. Chloe and Heather sat waiting like judges. Chloe gave me a regal nod. Miss Lin, thank you for taking care of Luke. We're getting married soon. I wanted to invite you, but Grandpa said it's better for you to leave now. Everyone needs to know their place. I scoffed. Are you done? Can I go now? I walked out like a boss. Goodbye, rich people drama. Next time I see Luke, it will probably be on the news at his wedding. I found out much later that Luke didn't marry Chloe. After I left, the city turned upside down. Luke searched for me relentlessly. Then he went a little crazy. 2 months later, he showed up in my hometown, guarding my house, sleeping in my bed like he owned the place. My mom called me in secret. Did you scam him? He's acting like a debt collector. Daughter, we can't do illegal things. My head throbbed. Call the police. Your dad won't allow it. The boy is good at go. He plays with your father every night. Men are useless, I muttered. It's almost New Year's. How are you coming home? Nyen Nyen, tell me the truth. Is this a love debt? Huge mistake. I should have faked my death. A few days later, Mom called again. Honey, I think he's okay. Maybe date him? You can't hide forever. Alarm bells rang. Mom, what did he bribe you with? Well, nothing really. Stop lying. I'm blocking you for a month. Then the news broke. Luke Vance had seized control of his grandfather's company. Scandal everywhere. Insider reveal. Luke Vance's grandfather and fiancé gaslit him for years. Luke regained his memories and went scorched earth. Curiosity nearly killed me. I called the bodyguard. What happened? Tell me. Just us. Long story. Pick up the phone. I spent an hour on the phone, sipping tea while listening to every detail, until someone kicked my door down.
Tall.
Muscular. Handsome. I screamed. You had the bodyguard call me to track me? Luke strode over, scooped me up effortlessly, and walked out. Not stupid. But too late, he said, smirking. For leaving without saying goodbye, you're sentenced to life by my side. I was dragged back to the city, imprisoned in the villa, forbidden from eating ice cream because, apparently, winter is serious business. I settled for hot pot instead. So, your grandpa and Chloe lied to you? I asked, poking at the broth. The girl who saved me wasn't Chloe. It was you. But I don't remember anything. Are you sure? Luke rolled his eyes. I'm sure. Dr. Zhou hypnotized me for 2 months. I remember everything. I waved him off. No thanks. Memories I've forgotten are probably bad. I don't want to suffer. Okay, fine.
Let's say you saved me.
So what? You're going to repay kindness with revenge and keep me as a prisoner? He pulled me onto his lap. I blushed. Hey, no touching. He stared at my lips. Did you steal a kiss when I was drunk? Bullshit. You forced yourself on me. How was it? Meh. I wouldn't admit that I replayed it constantly in my head. Luke grabbed my chin. Let's drive for a better review. No,
Bastard.
Help. I'm surrendering. I remembered how cool I felt leaving. Traveling with my $1 million felt like a breakup. Miserable. Lonely. Free but empty. Hearing he was at my house, secretly, made me happy. Until the news broke. And now one wrong move, and I might just lose my heart. Cough. The bodyguard barged in. Boss, sorry. Miss Heather is here. I pushed Luke away. He held on tight. What are you afraid of? He asked. I don't have skin as thick as yours. Why is she here? To laugh at me. Heather wasn't crazy this time. She walked over, red-eyed, and apologized. Lin Nyen Nyen.
I'm sorry.
I shouldn't have cursed at you. Can you forgive me? Sun rising in the west, clearly. I looked at Luke. Can I say no? Heather trembled, tears falling. Too bad. I'm toxic. Luke said. Whatever you want. I don't forgive you. Heather wailed. Chloe was sent to teach in Africa for 10 years. I don't want to go. Nyen Nyen, please. I'll be your dog for 10 years.
Please.
Bark for me then. Woof. Woof woof. Me. Fine. 10 years. You're my dog. Heather looked at me like I was a saint. I still don't know her real name. Doesn't matter. She's my dog now. After she left, Luke smiled. 10 years.
What?
You feel bad for your cousin. We share the same blood. If she's your dog, am I your dog too?
Oops.
Luke pressed. Is that a yes to me being your simp? 10 years is too short. How about a lifetime?
Cheesy.
But I liked it. I kept a straight face. I wouldn't dare, boss. Luke got serious. Not a maid. My queen. I've never dated anyone. Can I start learning how to woo you now? His eyes were too intense. I thought about the trust he'd given me while drunk, and it was kinda cute. I coughed. Maybe. I'll give you a chance. But promise me. Less drinking. No getting drunk. If you do, you sleep on the floor. Luke hugged me tight.
Deal.
One day, my phone buzzed. Luke's friend. Sister-in-law. Come quick. Starlight Bar. Luke is wasted. What? Does he treat my words like air freshener? Here 1 second, gone the next. I gritted my teeth and hopped into the Maserati he bought me. Full circle. The same bar where I first rescued him. I rolled up my sleeves, ready for chaos. At the door, A row of men bowed so low I almost expected a trumpet fanfare. Sister-in-law is here. All hail sister-in-law. Please come in.
I froze.
What is this? A trap? We wouldn't dare. You are the boss's heart, one said. We were heartbroken when you left, another added. I rubbed my nose. Still suspicious. Too quiet, too perfect. I stepped inside. The bar was empty. Luke stood on stage with a guitar. Not drunk. Not a drop. My heart raced. Is he proposing? I panicked. Makeup?
Not done.
Hair? Frizzed out like a bird's nest. I wanted to run, but Luke started to sing. Oh, baby. Thank you for being the light in my world. In the sea of people, you are my unforgettable memory. Cheesy. Painfully cheesy. But somehow I couldn't stop blushing. The crowd erupted, gently pushing me toward the stage. My knees wobbled. Luke set the guitar down, took the mic, and walked straight to me. He dropped to one knee. Oh, baby. The only girl I trust, will you marry me? He pulled out a ring. The crowd went wild. Marry him. Marry him. It was cringe. Totally cringe. But I cried anyway. I held out my hand. He slid the ring on my finger, stood, and kissed me. In a trance, a memory flickered. Vivid. Impossible to ignore. A boy, drenched in blood, lying in my arms, eyes desperate. What's your name? I'm Nyen Nyen. Nyen Nyen Biyuang. Unforgettable. I'll remember. I won't forget, he whispered. And in that moment, all the chaos, the drunken nights, the fights, and the billionaire CEO madness, every impossible step led to this one perfect memory, perfectly real.